Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Burning Truth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Burning Truth. Might be a bit of an unusual opening because normally we have somebody else doing it.
Woo!
Whoo! Whoo! As he's just sitting there tweeting. Oh wait, he doesn't do Twitter. He hates it.
They've increased the character load on Twitter now. So instead of 120 or 140 characters,
Yeah?
you now have 240 or 280 characters. I can't remember which one. But you now have double the limit to tell the world what you're having for breakfast.
Or what you're not having for breakfast.
Yeah, or to tell the world that you're still pissed off with emojis.
Emojis?
Yeah, you know, them little smiley faces that you normally... Well, you normally send me the little frowny faces when I don't answer you back within about 2 minutes when I'm still working, unlike some other people here.
I do work.
Street corners.
No,
At night.
I actually do work. You ought to know this. We've had this discussion. Anyway.
But yeah, so that's my useless fact. Twitter has actually increased its characters.
I never thought I'd hear someone actually advertising Twitter and it be the man, the myth,
The Antichrist!
Wait. Are you telling me I've got to add on now? Right. The man, the myth, the legend, and Antichrist! Nathan Goff.
By Antichrist, like, we don't mean like Jesus or anything like that. We mean like the Antichrist of professional wrestling.
Yes. The Antichrist of professional wrestling. Nothing religious.
Yeah. So, just quickly sugarcoat over that bit.
Pretty much.
So, and across from me is the malicious, the maniacal, the monstrous. The sometimes moving, we're not quite sure. The bad boy of Uveitis Wrestling, Matt Burns.
I haven't been stricken with that for a while. Don't be jinxing me now.
So it's been a couple of weeks.
Don't be jinxing me. It's not been a couple of weeks.
It's been 7 hours.
We better stop that because we don't want any copyright laws.
In 15 days.
We'll keep it there.
Come on, Tony.
You leave Blair out of this. He's still having a hard time finding his weapons of mass destruction.
Someone else has been having a hard time finding their weapons of mass destruction.
Are you
Hello,
implying?
what culture?
Oh. What are you on about there?
Well, they've added on to the countdown, haven't they?
That's not what culture.
I'm on about the Xbox culture.
Oh, that's what culture.
You know, the people that made half the people tune in for it.
Ah, you're on about the if I'm not mistaken, the Cultaholics.
Yeah, or whatever they're calling it.
Cultaholics Ventures Limited, supposedly, is the official name, but it's down. We have a number 2. Sam is number 2, so you can probably guess who number 1 is. King! And he'll probably brag about that at some point.
So, can I just ask a question?
Yes.
So, What Culture had their big pay-per-view last week?
Yes.
Refused to lose?
Yes.
Doesn't it seem like they've just been... Like, they've lost some of the reasons why some people would tune in.
Yeah?
You know, because What Culture is more of a brand than it is a wrestling company.
Yes.
It's still in its infancy in wrestling
Yes.
terms. But as a brand, it's quite established.
Yes.
Have they got into a little bit of a WCW position where they've lost a couple of the reasons why people tune in?
Yeah?
So they've just thrown a shitload of money at it.
Potentially, but at the same
By
time...
shitloads of money, I'm meaning like they've just brought in general manager Stu Bennett. Not to be confused with the Miracle Mike Bennett.
No relation. No relation.
And they've also brought in the Bullet Club.
Bullet Club, War Machine, and a few other international superstars.
So, like, they've literally just chucked the kitchen sink at it.
Well, here's the thing.
Like, because I don't know what sort of figures are drawing for crowds, but on the videos it can't be more than 300 or 400.
It's changing name. Didn't you know that?
No.
It's changing the name, so it won't be What Culture Pro Wrestling eventually. It's going to be called Defiant Wrestling.
Okay.
And that is because everybody who thought they couldn't do it, they were just nobodies. They're trying to say they are being defiant, and the fact that they proved them wrong.
Oh no, and like the talent that they're bringing in is brilliant, but it just seems like they're chucking a hell of a lot of money, and I'm wondering, are they breaking even?
It can
Because
vary.
in all fairness, and I know a lot of people don't look at wrestling this way, but if you're not
Sorry, Ted Turner.
making money,
There's something wrong by what you're saying. Yes,
well, it's just fundamental business sense.
it is.
You can't run a business making a loss,
Yes.
because how do you finance said loss?
The question is depending on if they are making a loss, are they recovering it elsewhere? Now, straight away, one thing that we've noticed that has gone pretty much straight off the shelves recently, to do with What Culture, is the What Culture magazine. Where's that gone now?
Well, it probably isn't there.
It probably isn't there now. So that used to be something to do with money. Now, the question is What Culture making money elsewhere, possibly through advertisements, through the What Culture streams and everything that they do?
So are you assuming it's like a loss leader, bringing people in?
Are they using the wrestling as a loss leader to make up money? But that's, if I'm honest with you, I don't think they should be using a wrestling company as a loss lead. They should be making the money off it. They should be.
Because it's an expensive outlay.
Yes.
And there's only so much, as Panda Energy will tell you from experience,
Yes.
that you are willing to lose on something before it becomes unviable.
Yes. And the thing is, if they are putting the butts in the seats and getting the bigger venues each time they're going, then it could lead to something bigger.
Yeah.
Each time. And I will say, having Stu Bennett there, it has actually done some good.
Oh, yeah, like, the talent they've got is brilliant, but you're not going to get the best revenue outcome from that talent if you're not in the right size arenas.
Correct.
So, like, you look at ICW, for example. ICW does shows in front of 1,000 to 1,500 people.
Yes.
And to do that, they go to standing room venues.
Yeah.
Or they go to venues that can go there.
House them.
Now, the venues that Defiant or What Culture are using, and whatever you want to call them this week,
Yeah.
they go for setups where they've got loads of places to put, like, their production. So their production looks second to none at the moment, but when you look out into the crowd...
Well, you could say that. Looks second to none. There is a few companies who I'd say that could outdo them.
Oh, yeah, but...
WAW, for example.
Yeah, but what they're putting out at the moment, production-wise, is good.
Yes.
Like, they've got a good setup, they've got a good actual rampway and everything like that. So, like, they've got, like,
The build.
yeah, the build there. But the venues, like, doesn't seem very generous seating-wise. I don't know if that is because of, like, their entranceways and everything that they've got is taken away from the...
What you're questioning is their entrance, is the entranceway that they're making
No,
reducing
is their overall production reducing their ability?
to get more in?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. But at the same time, there is one aspect of that production that you definitely agree with, which is the barricades.
Oh yeah, like I'm talking about. Like I'm over.
No.
Like,
I know what you're saying.
I'm on about overall production. So like the setup, it doesn't just go around the ring. It's like the lighting, like so they've just been in Newcastle, and where they were in Newcastle, they had like like a top
Yeah.
barrier thingy, which is overseeing. Like, could you have opened that up for standing room only and got 30, 40 people up in there? Like, are they utilising the venues to the best of their abilities, or are they just looking at certain things going, oh, we can put lights up here and not get the most out of it production-wise?
Now, the question is, you could say that. Now, the question that we need to ask is, are they getting enough people in with the butts and seats? Right? And if they are, are they just relying on just the ticket sales to produce their money?
Oh no, because they'll get money off YouTube.
They'll be getting some money, but not as much as compared to what it used to be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're also going to be selling merch there as well, which that alone will put butts in seats.
Yes.
Which a lot of people may not know. Now, straight away from that, now when you combine their ticket sales with their merchandise, are they making enough? Possibly.
And that's the question.
Possibly. If they are, great. That's great for business. They'll keep going and everything. If they're not, something will need to change soon enough. Because if it doesn't change soon enough, they'll be out of business. So, which the reason behind that being, they're not earning any money. If you're putting on shows where you're not,
I know they're going about taping, like doing 2 or 3 shows at once, aren't they?
Which will help with production costs as well. Which will help with venue costs.
But will it? Like, do you have to pay them people 2 or 3 times?
No, you pay for the night.
If you're a performer though, and you know you're going to be on a station,
Whoa.
put it on weekly television.
No. I don't mean it like that. I mean towards the venue. Performers could be paid differently. They could end up charging per night or per match. It varies.
Yeah.
Because it's some shows, some wrestlers do pay per night.
Yeah.
Or per show instead of actually per match. Which is where you get the infamous, he's had a match, he's back for another one. Which can happen. That's between the worker and the promoter / booker.
There's so many variables when you're looking at if a company is actually making
money.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to see, and this is where a lot of people, and this is where some people could say, this is why probably TNA and GFW are done for, blah blah blah. The question is, are they really? Because if they're doing multiple shows, as much as I hate them doing multiple shows on the same, on the same night and everything, and having it pre-taped way in advance, and spoilers get out and it gets revealed, and it gets all spoiled, and people start moaning because it got spoiled. Right? Each their own. The thing is, some companies have to do that to try and cut costs down.
Yeah. It's a very costly business when you look at it.
It's not cheap. It's not something you can just do for weekends.
It's not just for Christmas.
Not just for Christmas. Not just for a one-off. If you're going to run it, you got to run it properly.
Yeah.
And this is where I will give them props for what they've done so far. I will give them props for what they've done so far.
They must be doing all right off it because they keep on bringing bigger and better things in.
Yeah.
I just worry that now that half of what culture's
has left, but the thing is, give it time. Let's see what
Well, you can only judge it 3-6 months down the road, can't you?
Potentially. Judge it by that, because what culture's also been doing some other moves as well, which I'll actually get onto in a minute.
We'll judge it by about about April time next year.
April time would be a proper judgment. We'd be able to judge it then. The thing is, we've got to give it time to make the new change, And one of the changes I'm about to mention right now is, do you know when they used to have them little talks about certain like what just happened and whatnot?
Yeah.
That's now gone because we already know why that's gone. However, they've actually managed to replace it with something else.
Go on then.
Have you ever heard of Chair Shot Reality?
Yes.
Which where did that used to be?
That used to be on WrestleZone.
It's no longer on WrestleZone anymore. It's left.
Okay.
Do you know what it is now?
On
What Culture?
Which is Mark Callum.
Yeah, and Justine LeBar.
Yeah.
They've now just moved on to What Culture, which, if I'm not mistaken, their first chair shot reality is actually on there.
Now, for those that are unfamiliar with Chair Shot Reality, you've got the ex WWE referee Jimmy Corderas that makes a couple of appearances on it.
Yeah.
And then they had a ex ring announcer on there as well.
Potentially from time to time.
Yeah. So it's a good format. So
It's a bit interesting, but
it falls in line with what they're known for, giving a honest review, but also taking the piss at the same time.
yes. However, one thing I will state, one topic that they did cover, and I thought it was an interesting one, which
I don't know if you know this about Chair Shot Reality, just to quickly interrupt you. Do you know how much it costs them to make Chair Shot Reality?
no,
Nothing.
nothing.
So Justin LeBar and Mark Callum actually did it at university to get university for the credit for the students in America. So like the colleges, we call them universities,
Yeah.
but the colleges, and that's how they started filming it.
Wow. Happens.
Well, I used to watch Chair Shot Reality quite religiously.
There we go. So straight away, you know, we've already got a fan of the Chair Shot Reality already.
I say used to.
Okay.
It's a decent format if done properly.
Yeah.
It was just getting oversaturated with different people, and they were concentrating on trying to make the production of it look like an NFL
Yeah.
thing on it. So, like, if they stripped it back and got it to what it was, it used to be a really good show.
But still, something different, something new.
Yes.
So you just got to give it a bit of time. Anything else you want to add in?
Not on WCPW, no.
And nope, nothing else.
No, I know you wanted to before I interrupted you with Chair Shot Reality.
No. I was going to reveal something, but I decided not to.
Go on.
I decided no. I decided to change my mind. If people want to listen to the topics, give it a check out. Potentially, if they want to hear some of the topics.
So, moving on. Still in Britain. Have a guess who's coming on a tour
Who?
to 3 different venues across the UK.
Who?
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 Who? Not
Lita.
Lita. No comment. Doesn't matter.
Now, have you seen the advertisements that they've done to advertise Lita coming to the UK?
Go on.
So you haven't seen them?
Go on.
Right, I'll go through the venues that she's going at first. So, just so I can show you, like, the advertisements coming up of Lita in, I think she's in Leicester, Edinburgh, and somewhere else. I can't remember the third venue. So, you talk about when you last saw Lita.
I last saw Lita at PCW, where she was a special guest referee. Did an absolutely fantastic job. Cameras don't know how, and I have to question WWE on this. Seriously, I have to question WWE on this. How can you make someone that pretty less pretty? How? She's an absolute stunner. Amazing. Lovely girl as well. Great to chat to. A very good mind for the wrestling business. You know, very underestimated if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because she understood the concept, and she said when she made some of her mistakes when she did a dive and injured her neck, she was like, "Have I just really done something that's stupid?" and whatnot.
I'm struggling to find the advertisement, but the advertisement was from all the times that she was in a bikini or a wet t-shirt.
You always keep saying sex sells.
But, like, you think a Hall of Famer, like, there's one when she does the moonsault on Heath Slater and, like, the bra and hot pants sort of things. There's one where she did the pose for the 24/7 women's wrestling thing that WWE did, and there's another one. But, like, out of all the pictures they've chose
Ones
Them.
were, they chose her bikini modelling ones instead of actual wrestling ones.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, apart from the moonsault on Heath Slater.
of course, which straight away shows that in some areas that women wrestling isn't viewed the same way, which it
Like,
should.
like, if you're advertising someone like Lita coming over to do like sit down discussions, I thought like they would have chose to advertise her like holding like the women's championship up,
Being elegant.
maybe holding like managing Edge or something
Yeah.
like that, showing like actually showcasing some of like the work. Like if I find the post, I'll post it on the page.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was a complete
Mismatch.
of what you expect the night to be. You know, because like, if I was going one of them, and I'd like to go one of them, like, it'd be interesting to hear what she's got to say about WWE, because she started as Miss Congeniality in
ECW.
ECW, which was her first chance. And then what a lot of people don't realise, her first appearance in WWE wasn't as S.A. Rios' manager,
Go on.
it was as one of the Godfather's hosts.
Correct.
So just like Braun Strowman gets his big screen debut as a Rosebud,
I have no idea what you're on about. I have no idea what you're on about.
Wonder Braun was born
No!
from
No!
Adam's
No!
Exotic Express. But then,
No!
like, it'd be interesting to hear some of her stories about how she like started as one of the Godfather's hosts. What her thoughts would have been on that being her way in. Because when you look at her debut compared to Trish Stratus's debut, so Trish Stratus's debut was on Sunday Night Heat.
You mean when she was scouting?
Yes.
I'm not sure, but she may have actually been around before then.
No, I think that was her first on-screen appearance. Her actual on-screen appearance as well.
Possibly, yeah. Which then she was that when she was checking out Test and Albert?
Yes.
To eventually bring out a bit of TNA. Where's Russo?
Vince Russo loved the phrase TNA.
No kidding.
Test and Albert, total non-stop action. Any others? If your answers are different from them, get your head out the gutter.
Wait. If I'm not mistaken, didn't he have a company in TNA, a stable, called Sex? Yes, he did. He went that far.
A lot of people forget what the original setup for TNA was.
Yes, they do. Which I thought it was an interesting way.
So the original idea for TNA was like something between like a nightclub and a wrestling business.
Yeah.
Hence why you had cage dancers on the rampway.
Yes. And
If you don't believe me, folks, there are pictures and video proof of entrances being made while you have strippers in go-go cages.
I can't deny that. And do not dare even say I watched that for video evidence.
You can't make this shit up, folks.
It's that unbelievable. It sounds that unbelievable. You think? Nah, it never happened. It's too unreal. But it's that fucking unreal. It did. If I'm not mistaken, do you remember who their first champion was?
Their first champion
Yes.
was Ken Shamrock.
Yes. Do you know who beat him?
He beat AJ Styles or Jeff Jarrett?
I think it was Malice.
Uh,
A bloke by the name of Malice. Who some people may not recognise that name. But in actual fact, I will be honest with you. When I first saw him, Jesus Christ, he looks like a behemoth, a monster. He looks like he could rip people apart. Yeah, but when I actually found out who he was, I was like, that's him!
go on.
The Wall. From WCW. Remember him?
Yeah.
Take his hair, turn it to its natural colour, mess it up, and change his suit to a bit more army bottoms and a bit of a red t-shirt. And then just have him just say, go out there, kill someone.
So, if you want to go on gimmicks that were completely unbelievable to what you saw or are seeing at the moment, there's no bigger advocate for what TNA did in the early parts for people's careers than Ron the Truth Killings.
Definitely. Or when he was known as K. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, K. Crush.
Yeah,
As well.
So, for those of you wondering who Ron the Truth Killings is, it's R-Truth.
It's R-Truth. Now you understand what the R stands for.
K-Quick.
People aren't getting ready for this. And you know it.
So, for those of you that missed, like, the early noughties,
Good Lord.
3LK, as there were...
3 Live Crew.
Yeah, in TNA.
Yeah.
Actually, we're a WWE tag team.
It wasn't. It was a 3-man group. Get it right. That's their telling.
Because Ron the Truth Killings and Road Dogg were actually
A tag team in WWE.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before 3 Live
however-
Crew got together.
However, they decided to throw in them in as the 3 Live Crew by adding one person, Conan, who I will say, yes, at the time could wrestle quite well. He can't now. He's got a few injuries and whatnot. One thing I will say, good manager.
Oh, brilliant manager. He used to do. And
Just have boundaries with him.
Conan used to be one of my favourite mid-card wrestlers. So I used to love that rolling clothesline that he did.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, the shorthand one.
Yeah. It like, for his build, his repertoire was amazing.
It was unique.
Yeah. But no, so we diversed.
What?
We've diversed.
What do you mean we've diversed?
We've gone off the tracks a little bit.
Would you care to put us back on?
Go on. Stu's back on track.
I'm
for
not
once.
steering. You're the one who's steering. You're the one who brought up 3 Live Crew. You're the one who's driving the car. Drive it back.
So no.
Drive it back.
So it's just one of them. So, like, you can see what's happened and where it's going.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Definitely.
So let's move on.
Let's move on, shall we? Or are we going to be staying stuck in the past with NWA TNA?
No.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, a plan for NWA has actually been released by the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins. He's got a big, massive 5-year plan.
Good old Billy Corgan.
He's trying.
What's that song? Once bitten, twice shy.
That's a saying. Not a song.
It's probably in a song somewhere.
Somewhere.
Or Jack Black, you just have to fuck him gently.
No comment.
Well, Billy Corgan must like being fucked up the arse with wrestling companies.
In actual fact, he's actually done NWA some good.
He did TNA some good.
He was. Unfortunately, the person who supposedly sold him some stuff was a outright lying bitch.
Well, he did some good.
A potential contender for Arsehole of the Year.
Yeah, he had some good ideas. So what he was trying to do with the Dollhouse,
Yeah.
was really impressive. And Decay, that was his idea.
Yes. Fantastic. And it was. And I'll be honest with you, he did actually have some good ideas. But unfortunately, I'll quote this again, he got lied to by a potential candidacy of asshole of the year.
Welcome to Sales and Wrestling. So, what is involved in this 5-year plan for NWA?
It's not been officially announced what is actually involved. Just said that he's got a 5-year plan where he's going to be buying, selling, and trying to get into bigger venues, because the venues, he wants to build it up.
So NWA used to be a juggernaut.
Yeah.
How do you rebuild something that's lost so much? Bearing in mind that half of its tape library is either owned by TNA or WWE's bought out some of the different promotions. So it doesn't have access to a good origin of its portfolio.
Potentially. You either start off small.
Or you just restart again.
I was just about to say. Either you start off small, restart again, or you try and find the next stars before the Big E gets them. And I don't mean Biggie Langston.
And a 5 count.
I got 5!
But that's the problem. If you make a big star now, most of them choose to go to the E. Now, there's stuff going around on the internet or wherever saying that you can make 3 times as much as the basic salary if you work the independents. But to earn 3 times as much, you actually have to have the name recognition.
Or some recognition of being involved with the E.
Yeah, so the Young Bucks make
money,
a decent amount of money, but that's because
they are one of the very few tag teams to actually refuse the offer of the E.
Yes, because they can make more money on the independent scene, go to Japan and work your way around.
However, I don't think they're making enough money to actually avoid any lawsuits.
No. Who's another one that AJ Styles was supposedly on more for his first year if he'd stayed on the independent scene than what WWE could offer him. But how WWE make their people money is if you can sell merch,
which AJ can.
Yeah, and John Cena. So John Cena's money comes from merch. When you've got 18,000 different tops, you should sell one of them.
Nice little introduction for a bit of the topic I want to come into with John Cena.
Go on.
Actually, Cena was on a talk show host and actually asked when he's going to retire.
Okay.
His answer?
Yeah.
Never. It's his family. It's his family.
He enjoys doing the movies.
He doesn't mean in the sense of he'll be retiring and going away from wrestling. He possibly means he'll still be there even when he can't wrestle. He'll be working the backstage. He'll be doing everything. He'll be putting in the work.
And you believe that?
I actually believe that, because as much as a lot of people say, you can't wrestle, the man's put his heart and soul in the wrestling business. And he has.
And look at all the people that have tried to go away to come back and eventually help. So...
yeah.
So one name that always comes back, The Undertaker.
The Undertaker. Who supposedly is being set up for another match.
So...
Supposedly. There's a rumour.
Yeah, there was a rumour around August time, and we didn't cover it because it was only a rumour.
Yeah.
That once Undertaker usually has his match, usually goes back home, and he lets his hair go back to its natural colour.
Yeah.
For those of you that aren't aware, black is not his natural colour.
No.
So it's grey and white.
He does not too. It still doesn't look bad.
No, but that's the natural colour, and that's what he usually likes to go back to. Now, when they saw him in New York doing some promotional things and touring with Michelle McCool,
yeah,
it was jet black.
Yeah.
Still died.
Why is that?
And he was supporting a Ministry of Darkness goatee.
Why could that be?
So it'll be interesting. Someone like The Undertaker, he doesn't retire, he just drifts away. You can't retire The Undertaker's character.
Only The Undertaker can.
No, he can't. You can't retire something that's dead. And I know people are going to go, what do you mean dead? That's the gimmick. He is a dead man. You can't retire something that is...
The only thing you can either do is either have him pass on the torch or ride off in the sunset. And here's the thing.
He goes out like the Sundance Kid.
And here's the thing with Taker, and this is with a massive amount of respect in the wrestling business. The old way of going out in wrestling is usually...
On your back.
On your back. I think, personally, with what Taker has put into this business...
He should walk out on his own terms.
He should walk out on his own terms. Not on his back. I think the fact of how long he has entertained us... As much as I know, and this is, you know, some people put butts in seats, and that is the aim of wrestling. Taker has put more butts in seats than most could imagine.
He's transcended 3 decades of wrestling.
Yeah.
3 or 4 decades.
Take into account, he started in the Hogan era. He went through the Attitude era, and then. He's now in... It's almost in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, but, what? He's in more than 3 or 4 years. So if you go actually through all the eras, say you've got the Hogan era on there. Then after you've got like the
Next
comedy...
Generation.
Yeah, Next Generation
New Generation.
Era. Then you got the Attitude era.
Yeah.
Then the Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah.
Then you've got the Reality era.
Yeah.
And then, what do you want to call this era that we're in now?
The Now era, we'll just call it for now.
So that's like 5, maybe 6 different generations.
And it's not just
eras.
that. Whenever he's been in there, if someone is working with him, yes, they have to earn some of their spots for WrestleMania and whatnot against him, because he is old school. But here's the thing: when they've been in the ring with him, how do they feel after?
Brilliant.
They feel brilliant. They feel like they've earned it. And a lot of people have a whole newfound respect for him.
Yeah, so a lot of people know that he's actually good friends with Shane McMahon.
Yes.
You hear Shane talk about it on one of the podcasts either with Jericho or Austin.
Austin. I think it was Austin.
Yeah, and he talks about how they are actually quite good
friends, and he accidentally potatoed him.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, he's going to be paid for that. You're going to be paid for that, aren't you? No. And then later on, oh, what was that? Remember when you potatoed me? Yeah? Payback time!
Well, no. So actually, that moves us on quite nicely. Hell in a Cell this weekend. We haven't touched on WWE that much.
No, we haven't.
This week, for once.
For a change. Nice little change.
Hell in a Cell. I only want to talk about one match. I don't want to talk about the old card because everyone knows what the card is.
Yep.
Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens.
Yes.
What the fuck?
There's not much we can talk about this. They added an extra stipulation to the match, which, as soon as you said it, what the extra stipulation was, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? It's not just a Hell in a Cell match, it's a Falls Count Anywheres match as well.
Well, isn't that what Hell in a Cell usually is?
No, because in Hell in a Cell you actually have to do the pin in the ring.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
That's how they used to do it.
No, it isn't.
You sure?
Positive.
Oh, wait. Correct! And do you know I know that? I can name one match where the pin didn't happen in the ring.
The pin happened on top of the cage?
Yes, which was Triple H versus Chris Jericho. Yeah, so doesn't that make that a Falls Count Anywhere match? So why have they added on Falls Count Anywhere to Hell in a Cell? What, they didn't think it would hype it up enough?
Armageddon 2000. Wasn't there a pin on the top of the cage
Nope,
that year?
in the ring.
Or am I thinking of Mick Foley Triple H? Was there a pin on top that
Nope.
year?
Nope.
No, I mean a attempt, not an
There
actual
was an
pinfall.
attempt. There was an attempt. Yes. There was an attempt.
So yeah, so loads of them. And the tag match with DX versus Legacy,
Yes.
wasn't there different attempts outside the ring for
Yes.
pins?
There was.
Or a submission or something
Yes.
against Triple H. So I know like thinking like in all fairness, Hell in a Cell, I think the pin should end in the ring.
Yes.
But I don't mind the odd one.
Where it's somewhere unique.
Yeah.
As long as it's a special moment. But, Christ almighty, why would you call it anywhere? Hell in a Cell, Falls Count Anywhere. It's Hell in a frickin' Cell!
Okay, so if there isn't much for you to talk about this, important question: who wins?
Honestly,
Yeah.
if Kevin Owens doesn't win, he's buried.
Is he?
Honestly, yes. They're trying to establish a new heel, right? Because at the moment, who's their top heel on SmackDown?
Jinder Mahal somehow.
And how's that going for them?
Not very well. Viewings and the live event attendances.
Supposedly, Jinder was meant to be there to increase the Indian market. Since being champion, has that actually happened?
No.
What's happened instead?
It's gone down.
Is that good?
No.
No. It's not good. Which means, wouldn't you, as a smart booker, if that's happening, plan for a new top heel?
Well, you would. So, Kevin Owens could be that top heel, but you have to have a transition champion.
Yes.
Do you really want Nakamura to be that transitional champion?
I'm not saying Nakamura will be should be a transitional champion. I am not saying it should be a transitional champion. In actual fact, yes, he will be. What I'm saying is, let Nakamura take the title, have his run, but have Kevin Owens take the reins after.
Yeah, which will be should be about WrestleMania time.
Yes.
Because you can still build Kevin Owens up through the Rumble.
That's what I'm
and everything
saying.
like that.
And build it up. Now, and that will be the smart thing. And the weird thing about it is, to get Kevin Owens over so much heat, they've already done it. Him taking on McMahon's.
Yeah, and beating Vince up. The only other way he would have got much more heat is if he'd dropped Stephanie with the pop-up powerbomb.
Yeah.
Which might have got him a cheer.
Probably. And then, what's next after this feud with Shane? If he beats him? Who's next?
I think there'll be more than one match with Shane, which is why I think Shane could win this.
I don't think he should.
I think at Survivor Series you could see a last man standing or something.
If I'm honest with you, I don't think, as good as Shane is, right, and he does put some hard work in, I don't think he should win the fight against Kevin Owens.
Do you know how many matches Shane has to wrestle a year on his contract?
Go on.
2.
Right.
That's the minimum amount of matches he has to wrestle.
Yeah.
Because he has a performer's contract.
Yeah.
Not a Legends contract.
Performers.
Hmm.
I know exactly what you're saying there. Now, straight away, yes, you could fit him
Same
more.
amount that Triple H has to do. Now, do you know how Triple H gets around this?
How?
He does the house show before WrestleMania.
Love
At
it.
Madison Square Garden.
Love it.
Every year. And you can go back and you can check this if you don't believe me, folks. So, apart from when Triple H was champion last year,
Yep.
before, if Triple H hadn't wrestled in the build-up to WrestleMania, he would wrestle at the house show at Madison Square Garden.
Love it.
Which would make his minimum 2 customary wrestling appearances.
Yes.
Because he'd do a 6-man tag where he only has to get in the ring for 4 or 5 minutes.
Yes. Now, what I'd like to see, and this would be interesting, if they want to do the build-up and keep building up with Shane, right, okay, that's fine. You know what I'd like to see?
A draw.
Either a draw, or when he's done with Shane, he's already beat up Vince, he's already beat up Shane. Who's next?
Daniel Bryan.
No.
Well, that's like the next logical step, though, because
Should be. But do you know who else I think should be?
Triple H.
Yeah.
Triple H won't turn face though for him.
But he won't. I would like to see it. That's what I'm saying. Would.
If Triple H comes for him, Triple H would want to win it.
But then that's where my idea falls. That's the problem. But anyway.
Again, we digress.
We need to move on. But seeing as we mentioned Triple H, that's a good way of transitioning into the next topic. But it's not actually about Triple H. It's about his baby.
NXT.
Yes.
Go on.
Have you seen what's just been announced?
War Games.
War Games.
So you have Roderick Strong and the Authors of Pain
Oh, good lord.
versus Sanity
Oh.
versus Project.
Future Shock. It's called Future Shock.
Alright, I thought it was Project Ego.
Oh, no, it's not Future Shock. My mistake, not Project Ego. It's Undisputed Era.
Yeah, that's one.
Interesting. Now, a lot of people said, how can they do this? That was Dusty Rhodes' idea. However...
Dusty Rhodes was one of the main bookers in NXT.
No, not just that. WCW. He actually was the one who came up with the idea of War Games.
Well, Triple H is a big advocate for War
Right?
Games.
Yes, he is. But do you know who literally said the nicest words for Triple H?
Go on.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
He turned around and says, the WWE has just announced War Games. Now, Triple H used to work under my dad. Then my dad worked with Triple H, under Triple H. I think he will do a great service for War Games. He will not mess this up.
No, well, Triple H is a big advocate for that match. He's been trying to get that match for years.
Yeah.
So, the Elimination Chamber was based off of War Games.
Yeah. Yeah, and the funny thing about it is a lot of people assume that Eric Bischoff created it.
No, Triple H created the Elimination Chamber.
Yes, he did.
He came into a meeting, and you can find this on YouTube, folks.
Yes, you can. And if I'm not mistaken, it's even on the Eric Bischoff DVD.
Yeah.
Or the... Not DVD, the special on the WWE Network.
Yeah. And you'll be able to find it, because Triple H says he came in and pitched this idea that he had, which was very similar to what War Games was, because he is a big fan of the War Games.
Yeah. He is.
How long until you see World War III then? Instead of the Royal Rumble?
Not likely.
But
Not
no.
likely.
It'll be good. And in all fairness, you've got Starcade coming in, you've got all these other things in. If you've got the rights to use them...
Use them. And I think War Games will be a good one because it was always entertaining.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit different this year with some of the War Games. Because War Games used to be like two teams of 5 against each other.
It's 3 teams of 3.
3 teams of 3. Which will be interesting. Will be interesting. So, with War Games, they used to do a coin toss.
Yeah.
How are they going to do it this year?
Triple threat.
That's what I'm saying, it's triple threat.
No, but it'll be a triple threat match in one of the build-ups, I reckon.
Oh, you think? Oh, that'd be good. That'd be a good way. That'd be interesting to see how that goes.
So, like, you'll have Roderick Strong versus Young versus Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, baby! And I would predict Cole taking the win.
Yeah. But, no, so, it'll be decent. Really decent. I know we're coming towards the end of our time slot.
We've got plenty to talk about. That's the weird thing about it. We've got never-ending subjects.
Which is nice, but I think we've covered 4 good subjects.
We have done some good subjects, and I need to make a bit of a quick subject right now. Quite quickly. It's something that I should have done last week, if I'm not mistaken. It was to do with United Wrestling. Which was at the end of the month. It's always at the end of the month of each show.
Yeah.
If each, the show's always the last Friday of each month, and I was actually there on last month's show. Fantastic show. Not distant for what they did, especially with the change that they had to undergo.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people may not know this. United used to have their shows at what used to be known as Bidge Club, also known as the Sutherland Centre Projects and whatnot. Unfortunately, that is now closed down and pretty much
ceased trading.
And they've had to moved on into the Abbey Alton.
Yeah.
The
Abbey Suburban Club.
Yeah, and I will say, it was nice to see it packed. I thought every match on the card could have been the main event. It was a great show, entertaining, and thoroughly enjoyed it. Even had some of my own work colleagues trying to one up me while I was at ringside, telling me that I should sit down, trying to say I should sit down in my little quiet corner and not bother them. Did I do that? Hells no! I got involved as much as the fans did. I loved every minute of it. So I would like to state, anybody who is interested in going watch them, go watch them.
And you're doing a more in-depth review of that in the coming weeks. In
the coming weeks. So I just thought to just give a nice little plug to some great workers, some great guys, and I think the fact that for having a change of venue and everything, they've done really well for themselves.
Yeah. So our usual shout-outs now to finish off. So obviously you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Outlook,
Instagram.
Yeah, YouTube, Spreaker.
Yep.
All the usual places. You know what our tags are. And
our individuals. You got Nathan Goff who's on Facebook. You got me on Facebook.
Yeah. So things to look out for over the coming build-up. So we're going back out interviewing again soon. Hopefully you've watched our interview with Bubblegum.
Yeah, which was from this week.
Yeah, or the one with Holland Bravado.
Which was the week before.
So if you haven't watched them, go watch them. They are two really good interviews done by the malicious Matt Burns.
If I'm honest with you, I wouldn't say it was an interview. It was more like story time.
Yeah, but no. So go catch them out. You can find some other wrestling content on YouTube or on Spreaker. So if you look on YouTube, have a look at Matthew and Botchamania.
Or check out Matthew and Botchamania.
If you want to laugh, go listen to some Jim Cornette stuff.
Would that be Jim Cornette's Talking Sense?
Yeah. Or Jim Cornette stories. There's thousands of them on there.
There's thousands, but he has got his own little mini, sort of looks like he's got his own mini channel, which I'm not mistaken, Jim Cornette's Talking Sense. Which, if I'm not mistaken, the last two videos, the latest one is Jim Cornette on Dave Richards, supposedly taking money on somebody else, stressing somebody else.
Yes. So you can do that. Or, if you want something completely different, go have a look at Team 4-Star, who have got their Final Fantasy Machina coming back out soon. They have currently just took a little break off doing the Dragon Ball.
Which may not be coming out until next year.
Yeah, and they've got loads of other stuff that they're doing on there, so that's worth a look. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, it's brilliant.
If you're a fan of anime, and if I'm not mistaken, they're also breaking into their own animation.
Yes,
because they're also actually going to soon be releasing their own dub of an anime.
Yes, which they've been asked to do. So they are the official dub of an anime.
Yeah, which is quite interesting.
And then you can have a look at Look for Changes for Healthy Minds.
We do recommend changes for anybody, for healthy minds. You don't have to look at if you need it. It's always there to give helpful tips, or if you think somebody else could do with the help.
Yeah, someone else can benefit. But no, other than that, folks.
I want to give out my usual shout out to a band which is New Breed, which is actually coming to Crew soon in about November time. So I do recommend you can check them out. A great listen.
But other than that, folks, stay safe,
stay well, and we'll hopefully catch you at the next broadcast.
Yeah, watch your local wrestling
and check out your local wrestling. So with that, catch you later.
Bye, folks.